Hello, my beautiful book besties, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Liv, and yes, today we get to go book shopping together. So I have not been book shopping in a hot minute because I have been holding out for this exact minute. I have wanted to go fall book shopping specifically because while I do have some great books at home, of course we all want to get into that fall mood and that fall spirit by picking out a few new fall books, which is exactly what we're gonna do today. But I will say this is gonna be like book buying on a budget because I am going on a very special vacation mid-October and I want to save up all my pennies for that vacation. So we are going to be taking some books that I currently have to my secondhand store to get some store credit. I already have some. Even though I already have some store credit, I do have a bunch of books I just have not been able to sell on Pango. So we're gonna take a couple totes of books with us, see what we can get, and it will feel like getting books for free. Like, what's better than getting books for free? I'm going to be taking my best friend Kendal with me, who also has a YouTube channel and also wants to go spooky season book shopping. But let's be real, book shopping is always way better when you have a book buying buddy. I feel like we can be each other's voice of reason without going too crazy. I don't have anything in particular that I'm looking for, and the one thing that I do really want to get, I can't tell you about because it is going to be for a video, but the one thing that I would love to find, and I don't know if I'll get lucky enough, is to find some backlisted Darcy Coates books. I quickly fell in love with The Haunting of Ashburn House and how cozy and yet mysterious that book was without being too gory, and I'm just instantly in love with Darcy Coates now. I know she's super popular, but she does have a very big backlist, so I'm hoping to find some books at the used bookstore. Other than that, I know we are going to go to Mr. K's, possibly Second and Charles, because it's less than half a mile away, and then right around the corner is a Goodwill's bookstore, which we have not been to before, and then of course right down the street is Barnes & Noble. So we will see if we have the energy to go to all four bookstores. I'm just excited to see what treasures we can find. I haven't been to this Goodwill bookstore, and it's been a hot minute since I've stepped a foot inside of Barnes & Noble. Pray for my bank account, but let's just go ahead and get started. Look who it is! Surprise, surprise! Any surprises that we're here? No. Have any of those of these Kendal in her element. Is this one supposed to be good? I just love this color so much. This one is good too for like fall time.
beach. Her bikini strap's wrong too tight. She finds her dead. She's got to find the culprit, and she's having a crush on some guy named Seth, so trying to tackle love and murder.
Okay friends, store number 1 down, we went to Mr. K's and I got $77 worth of store credit. So all of the books I got were basically free. And let me tell you, I was not expecting to find as many great, amazing books as I did. So I am super stoked to get home and share them with you. But we decided to stop at this Goodwill bookstore that we recently got called, I think it's Second Story. We have been wanting to come visit, but we completely forgot that it even existed. So we decided to make a quick pit stop instead of going to Second and Charles. So hopefully we find some more goodies in here. It is extremely hot, so I'm gonna get out of my car and we're gonna go inside and see what we can find. Made out of my hair. Everybody was reading this last year.
Yeah, that makes it good. No shadows.
This looks so cute.
Oh my gosh. You want a piece of me?
anyways, we are back to do the book haul portion of this video, and I'm so excited for this haul. I think I hauled 11 books, but there's 2 I'm actually not going to show you because I have an upcoming video that I kind of want to keep a secret, and I'm kind of just doing it for me without the pressure of anyone else. You are going to see it in a vlog, which is why I'm not sharing it. It's like my one secret vlog. I typically don't do secret vlogs, but I think it's going to be really fun, at least for me. So I'm excited about that, but you guys will have to wait for that one. But I do have 9 other books to share with you. I didn't tell you which books I unhauled or took. They were just leftover Pango books I could not sell, and from those books I think I got $77 worth of stored credit. So basically everything you see is with stored credit except for one book, which I did pay full price for, but honestly it also felt like a free book because I found a $20 bill in my wallet, and I never carry around cash, so I was like, wow, what are the odds? It is the exact amount I need to get this book. So I was very excited about that. There was 2 books that I did spend money on, and they were $8 together, and those are the ones that I am not going to share with you. So I basically spent $28, but all of these you see here are basically free because of store credit, and I think I still have like $60 worth of credit from their store because I just never go. But when I go, I find amazing things. I used to check there every single week after work on like Friday afternoons because there's a constant rotation of books going. We didn't go to 2nd and Charles, but we did go to the new Goodwill bookstore, and then lastly we stopped at Barnes & Noble, and there is the one book that I spent money on that I picked up. We also said hi to our favorite friend bookseller Brittany, so hello if you're watching this. But let me just go ahead and start with the Mr. K's haul. The one thing that I really wanted to find, and literally the only thing, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but I really wanted to find more Darcy Coates books, and let me tell you, they delivered because all 3 of these are in perfect condition. We have Where He Can't Find You, which is her newest YA, and I think her only YA book out at this point. Kendall recently read this and was like, Liv, you have to get this. It's only $6. It's in perfect condition. It took like a path I didn't realize the story was gonna take, and it made me love it even more. So I'm very excited to read this one super soon. It says, don't walk alone or the Stitcher will find you. Don't stay out late or the Stitcher will take you. Don't close your eyes or the Stitcher will remake you. I don't really know what else this is about, but the cover alone pulls me in, and the reviews are outstanding. I mean, most of her books have amazing reviews. She's kind of like a cozy horror author, and I was so shocked to find this because it only came out like a month or 2 ago. I also found the Fullcroft Ghosts, which is one that I wasn't aware even existed until one of my patron friends recently mentioned this one to me. It's about 2 siblings, Tara and Kyle. They are sent to stay with their mother who is being hospitalized, and their elderly grandparents seem friendly at first, but then the rambling house is full of fun nooks and crannies to explore. I also know in this town there is someone who drowned in a lake near their house, so it almost sounds like a haunted house kind of situation. But also I love the way Darcy Coates always surprises you with a great plot twist, and this one's actually very short. It's 270 pages, so I feel like this is going to be great for a readathon. And then I also have Hunted, which is definitely a little bit bigger, but I didn't even realize this one existed either until I saw it on the shelf. I read the back and it sounds amazing. It's about this girl named Eileen who gets lost in a forest. She goes missing, and some people find some disturbing images on the camera that she left behind. So being a photographer myself, I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy this one. She writes a lot of haunted house books, so this sounds very different from her other ones, so I immediately had to pick it up. It was $7.50 I believe, as well as this one, which isn't terrible considering most paperbacks these days are like $18. Next we have a book that hasn't really been on my radar. As much as I love this author, it just hasn't been high on my priority list until recently. I feel like it has resurfaced in the YA world. That is The Obsession by Jessie Q. Sutanto. I love Dial A for Aunties, and I loved Vera Wong so much. I cannot wait for the second one. So I'm on a mission to read her backlist, and I couldn't believe I found this for $3.65. Less than $4, and again, it's in absolute perfect condition. The pages aren't yellow. If you don't know anything about this book, it is basically like the high school or middle school version of You by Caroline Kepnes. It's about this boy who like spies on this girl or stalks this girl, and he thinks it's like a romantic gesture, but clearly that is not the case. So I'm just excited to see where this goes. The next book I have is Cutting Teeth by Chandler Baker. This book I believe came out last year, and I was so excited to read it, but this will be my first first Chandler Baker, and apparently this book is about baby vampires, but it's very domestic, kind of like Suburban Mom, more of like a social commentary, which sometimes I do enjoy, especially with a little bit of a spooky twist. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a new favorite, but regardless, I think it's going to be a good time, maybe even humorous, and it's definitely going to break up some of the like darker books or gothic fantasy I'm going to be reading. The next book I have, I think I was the most shocked that I found, is Night Watching by Tracy Sierra. A lot of people were talking about this book earlier in the year. It's basically like a home invasion mystery thriller during the winter time, and the main character is a mom who's trying to protect her children. It sounds really creepy and really cold and eerie. I don't know much more about it other than that, but I will obviously be saving this for the winter season. I'm trying to stock up on some more thrillers because I love thrillers. I feel like they are great palate cleansers in between a lot of the fantasy I read, and I don't have many more left after I did a big unhaul. So I was really happy to find this because I've heard nothing but great things. And then I have another fantasy series which I didn't think I was going to get into because I have bought this book twice and I've unhauled it twice, and that is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. This is the first one in the series, and then I also have The Girl the Sea Gave Back. This is number 1 and 2, which, does this go together to you guys as a series? Because it does not look very similar to me. But I had this book for so long. It has to do with Vikings and siblings, but that's all I know. I don't know how these two are connected, but I recently have just really fallen in love with Adrienne Young. I'm hoping to read Spells for Forgetting this fall, and I loved The Unmaking of June Farrow. I've always wanted to get more into her books, and I feel like this is going to be a great start. I felt kind of silly buying this again for the 3rd time, but it was only $5, as well as this one. Also, Kristen Cicerelli, that wrote Heartless Hunter, which has been my favorite fantasy so far this year, also blurbed the back of this, as well as Stephanie Garber, another new favorite, so I kind of had to pick these up. Last but definitely not least, the book that I actually spent money on because I felt like I had to do it. When these sprayed edges have become such a thing, people go feral for them, and if I don't get my hands on the first run edition just because it has sprayed edges, I get so annoyed. Like, I hate being part of that crowd that will pay a big amount for sprayed edges these days, but when it's a series and I own the first one in the series and it has sprayed edges, I felt like I had to get the second one with the sprayed edges. The first one is actually on my August TBR. If you've watched that, my friend Kendal picked that out for me. Assistant to the Villain has been her favorite book that she's read hands down this year, which immediately makes me want to buy the second one. Like, even if I haven't read the first, I trust Kendal enough, and I just know I'm gonna fall in love with this series. They had a giant table full of just this book, so hopefully that means good things. But there's a little frog here, and I think this one might be like a Rapunzel retelling of some sort, or Tangled. I don't know. It's giving those vibes because of the long blonde braid. But I'm really excited to dive into another cozy fantasy. If I don't get to the first one in August, I'm definitely hoping to read it in September. So this is the overall haul. I will say I'm very pleased with myself. I didn't go too overboard. I didn't spend too much money. Ever since I did a massive like 300 book unhaul and have been selling books like crazy, I'm just so picky with what I own. But I am hoping one of these books can make it to my favorite list of the year because I'm not buying anything that I don't feel like is going to be 5 stars. So with that, I'm going to close out this video. Thank you so much for coming with me shopping. I thought, what would be better than to kick off the fall season than finding some really good spooky fall books, and I'm genuinely excited to read all of these. Let me know if you're interested in reading any of these or if you're planning to read any of them this fall. I would love to hear from you. But thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next fall video.